Hi, my name is Daniel. This is my channel, Start Pages. Today I'm going to be doing my August wrap-up. So I read 9 actual books in August. That added up to 2,964 pages. All of them were fiction, and I read 7 physical books and 2 e-arcs sent by the author to review on my blog. I gave, out of the 9 books I read, I gave 3 of them 3 stars, 2 3.5 stars, 1 4 stars, 1 4.5 stars, and 2 5 stars. I also read 11 Wattpad books, so that's why I said actual books. All of them were rereads, and they were Seek Addiction, the first 5 books in the Stevens series, Dracon, First at Last, Melting the Ice, Taming His Stallion, and Cowboy Ever After. So the books I read in August, the way I'm saying them is not in any particular order, it's just the order I took them off my shelves and put them on the table. So the first book I read is Red Dragon by Thomas Harris. This is about Will Graham, who is a retired FBI consultant, but he gets called back by the FBI to help them catch a new serial killer who calls himself Red Dragon. I gave this one 4.5 stars. I'm not going to go into much details about this because I already have a dedicated review up here on YouTube and over on my blog, which is linked in the description. I highly recommend this one. I really liked it. I think my favorite part about this was reading the way how Will's mind worked and how he built up the crime scenes in his head, like after the crime has been committed, and how he could see what Red Dragon had already done in the past when he committed the murders. And my least favorite thing was the fact that we got the killer's point of view so early, and we got so much information about him very early on in the book, like way before the FBI people even knew anything. So that added to my frustration a little bit. So that was my least favorite part. So go check out my review if you want to hear more about what I thought. The next book I read was Emily's Runaway Imagination. I gave this one, I don't remember how many stars. This one is about Emily, who is this very imaginative young girl, and she lives in a small town. The plot of the book is that she wants a library in her town, but it's broken up into different stories that when added up, it makes like it gives you the one story, but it's a whole bunch of different. You know what I mean? Yes, you know what I mean. It was nice. It's cute. It's short, like really, really short. So I highly recommend this one if you're looking for a short, cute story for yourself or for young, tiny people. The next book I read is Bonfires Moon. I got this in an All Crate box. There are 3 main characters. Well, kind of. Yeah, when I think about it, there are 3 main characters: Bastian, Elise, and Sabine. Elise and Sabine are bonfires, and basically what they do is when they become like farriers, when like as bonfires, when they become farriers, they have to ferry the souls of the dead to either the good afterlife or the bad afterlife. But before they can become farriers, they have to kill animals to get and use their bones and do this whole ceremony thing, and whatever skills that animal have, they take those skills onto themselves, so like speed, eyesight, like whatever. And once they do that, the final step to become a farrier is they have to kill their soulmate. And Bastian and his 2 friends want to kill a bone crier because their fathers got killed by a bone crier years before. When I just started it, it was a 3 star because even though you know from the beginning that the romances are doing romance, the author still really wanted to. You can tell that she still really wanted to root for the romance, but the first thing we got from Bastian's point of view is the fact that he was in love with his other friend, like with his best friend Jules. And like every 5 minutes he would say something about when he kills the bone crier, they're going to move from the town and he and Jules are going to end up together, whatever. I gave this one 3.5 stars. It was going great. Like after I got over that, it was going to be a 4 stars, but then in the end, it was rushed at the ending, and then a lot of twists were thrown in like really, really quickly, like one on top of the other. And while they added to the story, there could have been spaced out a little bit more, so I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. I recommend this one for people. Next book I read is You Should See Me in a Crown. I gave this one 5 stars. It's about Liz Lighty, who wants to leave her small hometown to go to her dream college, but she's poor. So the only way she can get the money she needs after she loses the scholarship, because she's a musician or something, so after she loses that scholarship, the only way she can get the money is by winning the scholarship her school offers to anybody who wins prom king or queen. But that is like a problem for her because she is very antisocial. She's like a social outlier except for her small group of friends, and she's starting to fall for this other girl who is also running for prom queen. I love this book. It's probably going to be on my top 10 books of the year. I love Liz and Mac's relationship. I love Liz and her brother, her family's relationship. I don't have, well, yes, I do. The only negative thing I have to say about this is that I wish we saw the friends relation, like her friend group's relationship, more like outside of prom planning. And I wish like all the negative or conflicts in this book, I wish there was more consequences, or that the consequences last longer than they did, because they were all, everything wrapped up really nicely, really quickly. So, but very highly recommend this one. Next book is A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is the prequel to the Hunger Games trilogy. I gave this one 3 stars. This one is about President Snow, like 60 or 70 something years before the Hunger Games that we knew. It's about him being a mentor to this girl from District 12 who's in the Hunger Games. It's like 10 Hunger Games, so it's not like as sophisticated as we knew it in the Hunger Games. Snow was very insufferable, and that was okay because, you know, unlikable main characters, but when you have unlikable main characters, you have to have something else that's drawing you to continue reading, something else in the plot, and that was there for a while until we got like close to the end, where I was just like trying to decide if I wanted to just skim read and just jump to the end. I ended up reading everything. It was rushed at the end, so it didn't wrap up as nice as I wanted. And while it did answer some questions that I had from original trilogy, it also added a whole bunch more questions which I'm obviously not going to get the answer to. So the next book I read is City of York. This is a physical arc that the author sent to me to review. This one is about these 3 friends that discover they are a part of this magical community in New York, and they have like dragons, and the dragons live in the sewer because their wings are clipped and something another. I don't remember how many stars I give this one. I guess I kind of recommend this one, not like highly, but not like do not recommend, but not like recommend. So I only just recommend this one, if you know what I mean. This one, I don't have strong feelings about this. I have a review over on my blog, so if you want to read that, then the link to my blog is in the description. It was going to be like a 3.5 star, but then there was a Harry Potter reference and it just took me out of the story. So I am petty and I bumped it down to 3 stars. When it just started the book, the different chapters jumped around to different characters' points of view, and the story didn't connect until like a little bit later in the book. So that was very off-putting in the beginning, but once the story started to add up, then it was pretty easy to read. The world building was there, but it was also lacking a lot. But I'm pretty sure this is the first book in a series, so I guess there's more time to fix that. The pacing also jumped around a lot, especially in the beginning where the story was jumping around different characters, but even like as you moved on to the middle of the book and the end, the pacing wasn't very consistent. The romantic relationships that happened in this book, I didn't like them, and there was really no romance, no proper build up to any of the romantic relationships, and they didn't make any sense to me, so I didn't like them. And then there were also a lot of details that were added about the world, about the magic system, that was not explained. Left me with more questions than answers. There was barely any character depth to the main characters in the story, so also there was nothing there for me to connect to. That's all I have to say. The next book I read is The Umbrella Academy Volume 1. This one had a good idea, but the delivery was just okay, I guess. It was just fine. It sort of felt like a sequel because there were a lot of like scenes in the book where it felt like you need a lot of background information that was just not given. And while it was a bit rushed, the drawing style and the writing, like the text and stuff, I think did a good job of portraying different emotions and reactions to stuff going on in the book. I wish we got more backstory to the characters. Like I said, we're lacking a lot of world building and stuff because it felt like a sequel. So I wish I had more backstory on the characters and like their powers and the world and stuff. So that's all I have to say about this. I recommend this one. I also recommend this one. Oh, I forgot to say what this is about. This is about these 7 siblings who have magical powers or something for some reason, and they have to come save the world in their adult life after they saved it in their childhood. So the first ebook I read was Refuge. This one is about this lady who ran away from her abusive husband with her baby, and then she ends up in this Texas town, I think, and she finds love there and something stuff. I like the cowboy and ranch aspect of the book. That's like a thing I always love to read about in Wattpad books. I love that aspect of the book. The romance, it was like a major part of the thing, but there was barely any build up to the romance for a good part of the book, and then when it finally happened, it was still the bare minimum, so I was only just rooting for the romance. Also, part of the reason I was rooting for the romance was because it was in the synopsis that this guy at this ranch is sparking feelings or something. The side characters, while the romance wasn't that much, the side characters, like the other people who lived on the ranch, who owned the ranch, they were pretty likable. Romance build-up was there, but it was a bit lacking. The characters, like all the main characters, were easy to care about, so like I actually liked them. Ending, it happened like pretty quickly, but it didn't feel rushed, and I didn't feel it was lazy or anything, so it was done well. I gave that one 3 stars. I guess I recommend that one, not like highly recommend or anything, but I guess I recommend it. The last arc I read was Death by Curiosity. This one was hilarious. The main character was very snarky, very sarcastic. It was really hilarious. The writing style, it was very much like inner monologue and the thought processes of the main character, and that made it even funnier because like her thoughts were just hilarious, and the way like when she would jump from one place to another in her mind, and her reasoning for doing all kind of foolishness was just hilarious. Oh, sorry. This one is about the girl, the main character. She works as a typist for the police in her small town. So what she does is she types up the interview stuff for the criminal, for like when the police interview the criminals and stuff. And then there's this serial killer who's going around killing people, and she's trying to make the whole town believe that she's a witch. And when you just see stuff happening, you believe it's a witch too, but she wants to figure out how is she doing this and why is she pretending to be a witch. So the witch aspects of the book, the lady's not really a witch though. So like the witch aspects of the book and the like real world believable way that she explained how the girl pulled off the witch things, that was actually pretty cool. It was done really well. It made a lot of sense, so I actually enjoyed that a lot. The romance took too long for me. Like it was slow burn, but like way too slow. Like even when it wrapped up, the only thing I got was a kiss, and then I promised to go on a date, and I was very upset about that. We should have gotten like the what's the thing? The tension was there. You could tell that the guy liked the girl. The girl was like not noticing anything, but it should have happened like early on in the book, or at least gotten some more scenes with them being, there together. As I said, the main character was funny. I really liked her. She's pretty easy to like. The friendship between the main character and her best friend, that was also really nice. I very highly recommend this one actually. Like very highly recommend. So that's all the books I read in August. Check out the reviews of the books that I did reviews for if you want, I guess. Regarding liking, commenting, and subscribing, do what you want. Bye.